What's up, y'all? I walk this lonely road, the road that I have ever known. Uh, I don't know where it goes. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you don't know where it goes. It's okay to walk alone. It's okay to walk alone, man. I done been betrayed before. How many of y'all have been betrayed before? How many of y'all can say that y'all had people around you that wasn't no good for you? And hopefully it was left at that. Hopefully it was left at people not being good for you and they didn't really break your heart. Like I had people, I dealt with betrayal. I had people around me that wasn't good for me. And I also had people that betrayed me. See, betrayal is different. Like betrayal is like, see, I had some people, I was around a group of people and they was like my riders, but then I had an everyday person. Like, you know how you be with a group of people and then but one person out of that group of people, everybody your homies, but one person out of that group of people is the one that you every day, you walk every day with, you talk every day with, like that's your round, right? And so I had one of those when I was rolling with a crowd. Like that's really, I say the second time I rolled with a crowd when I was a youth, but like as I got in my 20s, I started like sliding by myself, like, you know, but I got back into the group thing like a couple years ago and like it backfired on me again. So I just realized that, yeah, I gotta walk a lonely road. Well, anyway, when dealing with betrayal, this guy, like, he was my homie and it was an everyday spill and he betrayed me because like he came around during the ups, but he wasn't around during the downs. You know, and when someone ain't around when the downs and they just up when the ups, they wasn't really rocking with you for real. They was just rocking with your situation. But see, dealing with betrayal, I had to learn also. I was watching this TD Jakes thing, like I don't really watch church, but I kind of mess with TD Jakes because he's a real person. All right. And so he was talking about three type of people that you have around you. I'm gonna mess up the names and all, but he said like conjugate, something like that. So one person is around you just for your situation. You know what I'm saying? The situation that you going through, they just around you because they with the same situation, right? And then you got people around you that you could cope to, you could vent to, you could tell them problems and all that stuff, right? Then you got people that is around you. Now look, the person that vent to you, that you could vent to, they're gonna be around all the time. They ain't never gonna leave, you know what I'm saying? Then the person that's just there with the situation, they are gonna be around for a good chunk of time, but when that situation ends, like they gone. Then it's a third person where like you kind of mess with them the long way, y'all got the same type of goal and they come through, but they're not there like the other person that's there do a lot of the situations, but you can't vent to. They're more so like the person who comes out the woodworks that mess with you and that's gonna see something through with you real quick, and then they're gonna go back to what they doing. Them are the three type of people that you got around you. And I had to learn that. So this guy who betrayed me, like I had the other two. I had people that just come out the woodwork for me, and I had people that was with my everyday situations too, but then I thought I could vent to this one person, and he wasn't that. He was just there for the situation. He was there just to pop champagne, but when the champagne bottles was empty, like he didn't want to be around no more. And I had to understand that, and really I had to understand, really it wasn't even a betrayal thing. See, when it comes to betrayal, like it's like I say it is actually, because like when you really think somebody your friend, whether you ignorant or understand or not, if they showing friend qualities, you know, and they even calling you they dog, because I went through a time where I thought people was my dog and they ain't never called me they dog. You know what I'm saying? And I feel betrayed then. Now that wasn't real betrayal. They was never my dog. They never said they was. But when this person say that I'm his dog and I say he's my dog, that's when betrayal is real. And then they flip sides. I'm gonna keep it real, man. Everybody ain't from the same cloth. Everybody ain't brought up the same way with morals. Some people, folks, is grimy and finessey, you know what I'm saying, and messy. You know what I'm saying? And they teach their youth to be that same way. You know what I'm saying? But I was raised by a real man. I was raised by a man who kept it real, you know, and wonder why others around him wasn't keeping it real sometimes. And I was raised by a man who knew who his real friends was. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the type of man I was raised around, so that's why I act the way I act. So with that being said, when it comes to betraying somebody or doing somebody wrong or treating somebody wrong that you like vibe with, that literally stems from how you was raised. Like, that's why like people got these shirts. I don't know if they wear them anymore, but they be like, who raised you? Like, type of shirts. And I get that because like people might look and be like, damn, like you real finicky. You know what I'm saying? Like, who raised you? But you really can't blame them folks because they ain't been exposed to the right people being around them. You can't blame people for not having exposure. Exposure ain't always opportunity. Sometimes exposure is people. Having the right people around you is good exposure, because you could just have the wrong people around you and have hella opportunities and then wonder why your opportunities ain't working because the people that you exposed to ain't it. You know what I'm saying? They gotta have both. You gotta have the right people around you exposure, and you gotta have the right exposure to the environment, opportunities and stuff, you know? And so them two things, like, I just started to understand like a long time ago. These are just lessons in life. But the lessons of the people around you, like my grandpa used to say, that's the man I'm talking about. My grandpa used to say, like, look at your friends and that's where you're gonna be 5 years. You know what I'm saying? And I used to like be like, nah, man, like I love my homeboys, like, you know, like I don't want to judge them for their situation and their predicaments. Like, I want to chill with them for a person. But he wasn't saying like don't do that. He was just saying don't, like, he was just helping me understand that if I'm chilling with people like on the corner, that's where I'm gonna be 5 years from now too. Like, but if I'm chilling with people that's trying to start business, trying to think of some ways to get money, then that's what I'm gonna be doing 5 years, is that too. You know, he wasn't telling me to treat people wrong, and that's why I wasn't understanding back then. He wasn't telling me to treat people wrong. He was literally just telling me to watch the company I keep. You know what I'm saying? Understand the people I got around me, and then on top of understanding the people I got around me, understand the situations that's around me, understand the situations that's to come out of situations. Because see, when you look at the situation you're in now, that's just a seed. That's a seed to a plant that could grow into many different sprouts. You know what I'm saying? And you got to understand all them different sprouts that the seed might grow into. And that's a lesson I had to understand. That's a lesson I had to fully understand and be able to comprehend. I love you guys. Peace and love.